I started working on natural language processing with a goal to be able to detect patterns in text. So, for example, if people explained why they voted for one candidate versus someone else, what were the sort of general themes that might come out of this? And so something like topic models was one area that I worked. And that's just asking this question, like what words simply tend to co-occur with each other? So for example, if we were to take each speaker, what they're saying, and ask like, all right, what are the different topics that they're talking about? I might talk a little bit more about some of the algorithms, maybe some of the business models. VJ might talk a little bit about some of the more technical things of how they work, et cetera. But it was really about how words just tend to co-occur together. Or something like sentiment analysis, which was saying, hey, like, I know which words are negative and which words are positive, and let's just get a general sense of the room, like, are people feeling good or not? And I should say, Parath, I got a lot of citations for developing, software packages that did this sort of stuff. My colleague Gary King has been a leader in this area as well, just providing these sorts of tools. So then you started to see more advanced things come up. People started to do research on something called word embeddings. And this is this idea that maybe we can figure out like words that share a semantic meaning, even though they're different from each other. So for example, how does an algorithm know that Massachusetts is similar to New York? Well, they're similar because they're both a state. And so companies and researchers started to do work training models to figure that out. And then imagine a version of that where we're able to do the same thing, not for words, but for whole sentences or whole documents. And so there's a lot of really great work that happened there. And again, this was stuff that as a researcher, a white collar job, I guess, I was able to have some impact. But now we're in a whole other world, right? We're in this world of multi-purpose generative AI. Here we're talking about text, but as Latanya and others illustrated, here we're doing things a lot differently. So sentence completion. Now we had a version of that earlier, or style editing, right? Like Dustin, don't write in the passive voice, right? But the flexibility is just, transformed. So now it's, hey, write code in language X to do Y, or better yet, here's some code in some language, now translate it for me to some other language. Or here's 50,000 pages of documents that I've collected in some, say, sort of legal discovery process. I want you, the algorithm, to summarize coherently, or even be able to have conversations. And the sort of where this has taken research is going in all sorts of new and fascinating directions.